The murky waters of the Louisiana bayou lapped at Alex's ankles as he struggled against the ropes binding his wrists, the gag in his mouth muffling his desperate cries. Left for dead by the one person who should have welcomed him into the family, he watched her taillights fade into the night, knowing this was no accident but a calculated betrayal. As the first alligator's eyes gleamed in the moonlight, Alex's mind raced back to how it all began, vowing that if he survived, he'd return to shatter the facade of his mother-in-law's perfect Southern life. It started in the bustling streets of New Orleans, where Alex Thompson, a 28-year-old graphic designer from a modest background, first locked eyes with Ben Hargrove at a crowded jazz festival. Ben, with his easy smile and sharp wit, was everything Alex had never dared to dream of. Confident, ambitious, and unapologetically himself. They bonded over shared laughs and stolen glances, their conversation flowing like the Mississippi River until dawn broke, sealing the start of a romance that would challenge every norm Alex knew. Ben came from old money, the kind rooted in Louisiana's plantations and politics. His family owned a sprawling estate outside Baton Rouge, complete with manicured lawns and a history of conservative values. Alex, raised in a liberal enclave of San Francisco before moving south for work, had always been open about his sexuality, but Ben's world was different. "My folks are traditional," Ben had warned on their third date, as they strolled hand in hand along the French Quarter. "Dad's a state senator, Mom runs the social scene. They might not get it right away." Alex squeezed his hand, feeling a surge of protectiveness. "We'll make them see us for who we are," he replied, his voice steady despite the knot in his stomach. Their relationship blossomed amid the vibrant chaos of the city. Lazy afternoons in cafes, passionate debates about art and equality, and quiet nights where they shared dreams of a future together. But whispers of disapproval began to creep in. Ben's sister, Emily, was the first to voice it during a family dinner Alex attended. "You two are cute and all," she said with a forced smile. "But have you thought about what this means for the family name?" Alex felt Ben tense beside him, but they pushed through, their love a shield against the subtle barbs. As months turned to years, Alex proposed on a starry night overlooking the bayou, kneeling with a simple ring that symbolized their commitment. Ben said yes, tears in his eyes, and they planned a small wedding in a historic chapel, inviting only those who truly supported them. Ben's father, Senator Hargrove, attended begrudgingly, his handshake with Alex as cold as the swamp waters. But it was Ben's mother, Vivian Hargrove, who cast the longest shadow. Elegant and poised, with pearls around her neck and a southern drawl that could cut glass, Vivian had smiled through the ceremony, but her eyes held a storm. Post-wedding, the couple moved into a cozy apartment in New Orleans, but family obligations pulled them back to the estate often. Vivian's invitations were insistent, dinners, galas, events where Alex felt like an outsider. "You're part of us now," she'd say, but her words dripped with condescension. Alex noticed how she maneuvered conversations to highlight traditional marriages, quoting Bible verses subtly aimed at their union. Ben defended him fiercely, but the tension built like humidity before a hurricane. One evening, after a particularly heated argument where Vivian accused Alex of corrupting her son, Alex stumbled upon an old photo album in the estate's attic while searching for Ben's childhood mementos. Flipping through faded pictures, he found something chilling. A young Vivian, arm in arm with a man who wasn't Senator Hargrove, and newspaper clippings tucked away about a mysterious disappearance in the 1980s. His heart pounded as he pieced together hints of a scandal. A lover vanished, whispers of foul play. Before he could confront anyone, Vivian appeared at the door, her face a mask of fury. "Some things are best left buried," she hissed. That night, as Alex confided in Ben, doubt flickered in his husband's eyes. "Mom wouldn't. She's just protective." But Alex couldn't shake the unease. The next day, Vivian called, apologizing profusely and inviting Alex for a peace talk drive through the countryside. Naively hoping for reconciliation, he agreed. As they ventured deeper into the bayou, her demeanor shifted. "You don't belong here," she said coldly, pulling over. Before he could react, she struck him from behind, binding him and dragging him into the muck. "The swamp keeps its secrets," were her last words before driving away. Now, sinking into the sludge, Alex's thoughts were a whirlwind of betrayal and love. He twisted against the ropes, his graphic designer's hands, used to creating beauty, now fighting for survival. Hours blurred into agony, but a distant boat's motor gave him hope. Fishermen found him at dawn, half submerged, his body battered but spirit unbroken. In the hospital, as doctors stitched his wounds, Alex whispered to himself, "I'm coming back for you, Vivian." Recovering took weeks, but Alex kept his survival secret, holing up in a cheap motel under a false name. He researched Vivian's past obsessively, uncovering public records of a man named Robert Klein, her college sweetheart, who vanished after a heated affair. Rumors linked her to his disappearance, but no charges were filed, thanks to her family's influence. Alex realized this was her darkest secret: murder to preserve her reputation, and now she'd tried the same on him to silence his discovery. Ben, believing Alex dead after Vivian's fabricated story of a car accident, was devastated. Alex watched from afar as his husband mourned, torn between grief and the need for revenge. The societal pressures weighed heavy. Coming out had already cost Ben family ties. Exposing his mother could destroy everything. But Alex's love fueled his resolve. He planned his return meticulously, gathering evidence. Old letters, witness statements from Klein's friends who suspected foul play. As he prepared, flashbacks haunted him. Their first kiss under Mardi Gras lights, Ben's laughter echoing in their home. "We chose each other," Ben had said on their wedding night. Now, Alex faced his own choice: forgiveness or justice. The conflict tore at him, knowing revelation would spark debates on family loyalty versus truth, especially in a community where gay rights clashed with traditional values. Alex slipped back into Baton Rouge under the cover of night, his once vibrant features now shadowed by a beard and cap. He rented a nondescript car and parked across from the Hargrove estate, watching the lights flicker in the windows where his life had unraveled. Ben's silhouette appeared briefly, pacing like a ghost, and Alex's heart ached with the urge to run to him. But timing was everything. In the days following his death, Vivian had spun a web of lies. She claimed Alex had insisted on driving alone after their talk, swerving into the swamp in a tragic mishap. The local police, influenced by Senator Hargrove's clout, closed the case quickly, citing no foul play. Ben, shattered, had withdrawn from the world, canceling work trips and isolating himself. Alex learned this from discreet calls to mutual friends, who whispered about the family's stoic grief. Delving deeper into Vivian's secret, Alex visited the state archives, posing as a researcher. He found police reports from 1985. Robert Klein, 22, last seen arguing with Vivian at a campus party. Witnesses described her jealousy over his flirtations. Klein's body was never found, presumed drowned in the same bayou, a chilling parallel. Alex tracked down Klein's sister, Martha, now living in Texas. Over coffee in a dingy diner, she shared, "Vivian was obsessed. Robert wanted out. She wouldn't let go. The Hargroves paid off investigators, said it was an accident." Armed with this, Alex pondered the societal rifts. In the South, where anti-gay sentiments lingered despite progress, his marriage to Ben had already fueled gossip. Vivian represented the old guard, clinging to heteronormative ideals. Exposing her would ignite debates. Was homophobia a motive? Did family secrets justify attempted murder? Alex felt the weight of representation. His story could highlight LGBTQ struggles, but at what cost to Ben? He reached out anonymously to a journalist friend, leaking hints without revealing himself. Meanwhile, he shadowed Vivian, noting her increased paranoia, double-locking doors, glancing over her shoulder. At a charity gala, Alex watched from the fringes as she schmoozed donors, her smile flawless. Ben stood beside her, hollow-eyed, and Alex nearly broke cover. Flashbacks pulled him back to happier times. Their honeymoon in the Florida Keys, where they swam in crystal waters, discussing adoption dreams. "I want a family with you," Ben had said, his hand on Alex's chest. Screw what anyone thinks. But Vivian's influence loomed, her subtle manipulations eroding Ben's confidence. He's too flamboyant, she'd once sneered about Alex. Ben defended him, but cracks formed. One night, Alex snuck into the estate's grounds, retrieving a hidden box from the attic where he'd stashed copies of the photos. Inside were more clues. A locket with Klein's initials, stained with what looked like blood. Lab tests arranged through a discreet contact confirmed it human blood, type matching Klein's records. Evidence mounted, but so did Alex's internal conflict. Revenge felt justified, yet love urged caution. What if Ben hated him for destroying his mother? Society's judgments amplified his doubts. Online forums buzzed with stories of gay couples facing in-law hostility, some ending in tragedy. Alex attended a support group incognito, hearing tales of rejection that mirrored his own. Coming out is one battle, a man shared. But family acceptance is war. It steeled his resolve, but also highlighted the controversy. Should personal vendettas expose systemic biases? As weeks passed, Alex prepared for confrontation. He forged alliances. A sympathetic detective, Klein's family eager for closure. But Ben's well-being haunted him. He left anonymous notes for his husband. I'm alive. Trust me. Ben's reactions, captured on security cams Alex hacked, showed confusion turning to hope. The turning point came during a family memorial for Alex. Vivian organized it lavishly, portraying herself as the grieving mother-in-law. Alex infiltrated as a caterer, his disguise holding. Seeing Ben break down at the podium, eulogizing their love, tore at him. Alex taught me to be brave, Ben choked out. Vivian patted his back, her eyes dry. Afterward, Alex cornered Emily in the garden. I know what your mother did, he whispered, revealing himself. Emily gasped, her loyalty wavering. She said you were a threat to our family. But seeds of doubt planted, she promised silence. For now. Alex's emotions swirled. Anger at Vivian's bigotry, sorrow for Ben's pain, fear of the fallout. The story's logic tightened. Vivian's past murder to hide an affair, now repeated to conceal her homophobia. Disputes arose in his mind. Was her hatred born of her own repressed secrets? Klein's disappearance hinted at passion gone wrong. Perhaps Vivian's denial of her own fluidity. Pushing forward, Alex gathered final proof. A recorded confession from a former Hargrove employee who witnessed Vivian's rage the night Klein vanished. She dragged him to the swamp, the man admitted on tape. With this, Alex planned his reveal at the senator's re-election fundraiser. A public stage for maximum impact. But love complicated everything. In a stolen moment, Alex met Ben in a park, unveiling himself. Tears flowed as they embraced. Why didn't you come sooner? Ben whispered. I had to be sure, Alex replied. Ben's choice loomed. Side with his husband or protect his mother. The drama intensified, societal pressures bearing down. Ben's face paled as Alex recounted the betrayal, the swamp's horrors, and Vivian's secret. They sat in a secluded cafe booth, the hum of New Orleans traffic a distant roar. She tried to kill me because I found out about Robert Klein, Alex said, sliding the evidence across the table. Ben's hands trembled, flipping through photos and reports, his world crumbling. Denial hit first. This can't be true. Mom's strict, but murder. Ben's voice cracked, loyalty clashing with love. Alex understood the Hargrove's facade of Southern propriety masked deep flaws. Ben had grown up idolizing Vivian, her grace hiding manipulation. Think about how she's treated us, Alex urged. The snide comments, the isolation. It's all connected to her past. As Ben processed, flashbacks revealed their relationship's fractures. Early on, Vivian had accidentally outed Ben to conservative donors, forcing him to defend his identity publicly. It's for your own good, she'd claimed. Alex had comforted Ben through the backlash. Hate mail, lost friendships. Their bonds strengthened, but resentment festered. Now, this revelation amplified it. Society's role loomed large. In a state where same-sex marriage was legal but prejudices persisted, their union symbolized progress to some, abomination to others. Vivian embodied the latter, her actions sparking debates on internalized homophobia. Was her attempt on Alex's life rooted in fear of her own hidden desires? Klein's affair suggested complexity. Perhaps Vivian had loved him deeply, her rage a cover for unacknowledged feelings. Ben faced a harrowing choice: confront his mother or bury the truth. If we expose her, Dad's career ends. Our family's ruined, he said. Alex nodded, empathy softening his resolve. But if we don't, she gets away with 2 murders. What about justice for Klein? For me, the conflict tore at them, their love tested amid ethical dilemmas. They decided to gather more intel. Posing as a couple seeking closure, they visited Martha again. She provided letters from Klein, detailing Vivian's possessiveness. She threatened him when he tried to leave, Martha said. Back home, Ben hacked family emails, finding veiled references to the incident and payoffs. Tensions escalated at a family dinner. Vivian, sensing unrest, grilled Ben about his mood. You're not yourself since the accident. Her eyes darted to Alex's empty chair. Ben deflected, but Emily's knowing glance hinted at cracks. Later, Vivian cornered Ben. Whatever you're thinking, drop it, for the family's sake. Her veiled threat fueled Ben's anger. Alex's survival sparked personal growth. Once passive, he now advocated quietly in LGBTQ circles, sharing anonymized stories of in-law abuse. It highlighted controversies. Should gay individuals forgive familial bigotry for peace, or fight back, risking alienation? The plot thickened when Senator Hargrove discovered discrepancies in the police report. Something's off, he confided to Vivian. Overheard by Alex via a planted bug, her panic led to desperate measures. She hired a private investigator to tie loose ends. Alex evaded him narrowly, heightening the drama. In intimate moments, Alex and Ben reaffirmed their commitment. We built this together, Ben said, holding Alex close. But doubt lingered. Ben's hesitation to fully condemn Vivian created rifts. She's my mother, he pleaded. Alex's response: and I'm your husband. Choose. High society buzzed with rumors as the fundraiser approached. Vivian schmoozed allies, unaware of the storm. Alex prepared a dossier, including the blood evidence and witness tape. But morality nagged, exposing her would out Klein's family pain publicly, stirring debates on privacy versus accountability. A twist emerged. Emily confessed to Ben, I saw Mom argue with Klein that night. She came home covered in mud. Sibling bonds strained. Emily chose truth over loyalty. United, they planned the reveal. As climax built, emotions peaked. Alex reflected on his journey. From victim to avenger, love his anchor. Societal clashes mirrored personal ones. Acceptance versus tradition, forgiveness versus justice. The story's logic held. Vivian's pattern of elimination to preserve image, now targeting her son's happiness. On fundraiser eve, Ben wavered. What if we're wrong? Alex's assurance. The evidence doesn't lie. Their kiss sealed resolve, but uncertainty lingered. The grand ballroom of the Baton Rouge Convention Center glittered under chandeliers, filled with politicians, donors, and socialites toasting Senator Hargrove's re-election. Vivian, resplendent in an emerald gown, worked the room like a queen, her smiles hiding the noose tightening around her. Alex, disguised in a tuxedo and glasses, mingled anonymously, heart pounding as he awaited the signal from Ben. Backstage, Ben confronted his father first. Dad, there's something you need to know about Mom. Handing over the dossier, Ben's voice shook. The senator's face drained of color, scanning the evidence. This can't be. But facts stared back. Blood analysis, witness statements, timelines aligning with Klein's vanishing and Alex's accident. Vivian sensed trouble, her eyes scanning the crowd. When the senator pulled her aside, fury flashed. What lies have you been fed? She snapped. But denial crumbled as Emily joined, corroborating the attic discoveries. I won't cover for you anymore, Emily said. Alex stepped forward, removing his disguise. Gasps rippled through the nearby group. I'm alive, Vivian, and I know everything. Her composure shattered, face twisting in rage. You abomination! You ruined my son. The slur echoed, exposing her bigotry raw. Chaos ensued. Security hovered, but the senator halted them. Let him speak. Alex laid it out, the photo album, the locket, the parallels between Klein and himself. You killed to hide your shame, then tried again to silence me because I threatened your perfect life. Vivian lunged, but Ben restrained her. It's over, Mom. The room buzzed as word spread. Journalists swarmed, phones recording. Vivian's arrest followed swiftly, detectives arriving with warrants based on Alex's earlier tips. Handcuffed, she spat venom. Society will thank me for ridding filth like you. Her words ignited immediate controversy, supporters decrying woke agendas, while LGBTQ advocates hailed it as a victory against hate. In the aftermath, Ben's family fractured. The senator resigned, citing personal reasons, his career torpedoed. Emily distanced herself, seeking therapy. Ben, torn between loss and relief, clung to Alex. I chose you, he whispered in their apartment. The city lights a bomb, but healing was slow. Alex faced backlash, accusations of vengeance over justice, debates on whether exposing family secrets in gay marriages amplified stigma. Online forums erupted. Did Alex go too far? Some praised his courage, others condemned the public shaming. Ben grappled with guilt. She raised me. How do I reconcile that? Alex's response: love doesn't excuse evil. Their relationship deepened through counseling, addressing trust issues from the deception. Societal ripples spread. The case spotlighted hate crimes against LGBTQ individuals, prompting legislative pushes for stronger protections. Klein's family found closure, his remains searched anew in the swamp. Bones discovered, confirming murder. Alex reflected on choices. His survival sparked change, but at personal cost. Ben's loyalty proved unbreakable, yet scars remained. The drama's logic culminated, Vivian's downfall a mirror to her victims' resilience. As they rebuilt, Alex pondered the controversies. Was justice worth the destruction? In a world quick to judge gay lives, his story challenged norms, fostering dialogue on forgiveness, family, and truth. Months after the scandal, Alex and Ben stood on their balcony overlooking the Mississippi, the river's flow a metaphor for their turbulent journey. Vivian's trial loomed, her pleas of insanity dismissed as evidence mounted. She sat in jail, a fallen icon, her secrets laid bare for the world to dissect. Ben visited once, seeking answers. Why, Mom? Her response: to protect you from yourself. It broke him but also freed him. Alex's return had transformed him, from a designer dreaming of quiet life to an advocate speaking at rallies. Our love survived the swamp, he'd say, inspiring others facing familial rejection. But criticism followed. Some argued his exposure was vindictive, fueling anti-Southern stereotypes. Others debated if gay couples owed in-laws grace, or if bigotry demanded confrontation. Ben's career rebounded. He launched a nonprofit for LGBTQ youth, channeling pain into purpose. Alex showed me strength, he told donors. Their bond, forged in fire, grew. Plans for adoption renewed, dreams no longer shadowed. Yet, echoes of conflict lingered. Emily reconciled slowly, admitting, I was blind to her hate. The senator faded from public life, remorseful for his complicity. Society's divides sharpened. Conservative outlets painted Vivian as a victim of cancel culture, while progressive voices celebrated the takedown. Alex often revisited the bayou, not in fear, but reflection. The alligator's eyes no longer haunted. Instead, they symbolized survival. We choose our paths, he mused to Ben one evening. Their story, now a book deal in talks, aimed to spark discussions on ethics in love and justice. As the sun set, Alex posed the question that lingered in every debate. Is it true that exposing family secrets, even at the risk of destroying lives, is always the right choice?